Hey, this is Joe. Welcome. If you're the first time here, welcome. I like to talk about my experiences through the awakening process, and like to give you tips and bits of information for you um, in your journey in this process. Because I my experiences. I mean, I have over a year and a half journey on this process so I know I know what things that you need to know things that you're basically going to experience, because it's basically the same thing for everybody. Um, and so I take advantage of each day to talk, which I love to do, and to help everybody in this process, so that you guys and so you guys can better, what do you call it, understand and better feel, and how you say, in community with other people that are going through the same thing. So and that's really my that's the message for, and that's the purpose of why I provide the messages. And if you're here, most likely you're in the awakening process, and you're kind of, like I said, realized that reality is not as of what you thought it was before. And things are now, your perception has changed, and things are now look different. And that's why, um, that's because you're in this process. And as you continue in the process, you'll become more and more aware of what, um, of, of reality, and that everything that we've learned up until now is really a bunch of BS about reality. So it's really that, you'll start finding that out as you go along. And the things that you're learning each day, you need to take a journal, buy a journal, and write down things down, so that you can, one, reflect on them at every night, and to also make to understand that you're in this journey, not for only for yourself, but for your family. Because when, as a soul, when you chose to do this work, come here and incarnate to do this work, you chose to, one, and to basically stop traumas in your family, stop the ancestral um, lineage of traumas, and or ailments, or addictions, or emotional, what do you call it, addictions, anything that you may have not even known you had in the past, that your ancestors, your before you had, that were passed down, or even maybe in the from your parents in your childhood, that you don't, that happened, and things that happened to you, and that, one, you just kept, or put deep down inside you, so that you didn't want to have to feel it again. But through this process, that the divine itself, God, universe, however you want to refer to it, helps you and pushes you to have those emotions come up through meditation, through breath work, each day, so that you can feel those emotions. And it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to feel those emotions. It's actually a really good thing. I mean, at the time you probably won't feel so great, but it's good to express yourself. And like my journey has been, is that you can, what do you call it, my journey has been where I, obviously in my child I mean, it not obviously, but in my childhood, we didn't express ourselves. And as you bottle that up for many years and stuff, then when you get to become an adult, and you have even more pressures on you, then you even more, what do you call it, become, how you say it, more explosive, more intolerant, more impatient, because you just build up all that pressure inside you. And that's basically what this process does, is you dedicate time for yourself 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and night, and do your meditation, so that you can then um, so that you can, um, you can reflect on what's happening, in that day, because there's going to be triggers. I mean, there are people will trigger you, you'll trigger them, those are the things that you definitely want to look into, because those are the things that you need to address. I mean, because we are all mirrors of each other, and if you're getting triggered by somebody or they're getting triggered by you, it means that that there's something in there inside of you that needs to be addressed. And you might blame it on the other person, but at the same time, it's the person, their reflection of you. So you have, and this whole world is that. It's we're all mirrors of each other, and that's how we learn. That's how we heal, by seeing and reflections of us and how they those people, whether it be family members, neighbors, colleagues, whatever, friends, act. And then you understand what in yourself you need to, you got to reflect on that and take that in consideration, that hey, you know what, that person was a jerk, whatever, to me, and why, and what did I do to deserve that? Maybe you didn't do anything, but but you just have to kind of, because I mean, I can tell you my journey. There was people in my workplace that didn't even, I never even I had talked to them or nothing. And sorry, my dog's barking. And I had friends, and colleagues in the workplace, and just a couple that didn't like me whatsoever. And I'd not even really, I had to talk to them or anything. It was just kind of just glancing at them, and they're basically, and them not, what do you call it, glaring back at me, and for really, I mean, no particular reason of mine that I said anything, done anything to them. So I mean, there's things, and obviously there's things that, and that over time, after I started, talking to them and saying hi and stuff, it didn't happen right away, but over time I was able to, rather than confront the person, I could have just confronted him and been a jerk to him, or to them, sorry, for being, for just reacting the way to me. But at the same time, and there's two negatives doesn't make a positive. So I have to tell you that that's reality. It's not the electronics. No, it's not the electronics point of view, but it doesn't work in reality. So you don't want to, obviously, treat fire with fire, and so I passively just continue to say hi to these people, and have a nice day, simple conversation. And then and that's the thing about it, is if I was, and with those same people, if I was a jerk to them back, I ended up working with them closely and like about 6 months to a year afterwards, and they turned out to be one of the good friends and good, what do you call it, colleagues, good, what do you call it? They have a really good relationship, and it was just a matter of, how do you say it? It's just a matter of talking through it, talking to them, and not making negative gestures back, and that, I really didn't understand. I never asked them what ticked them off in the first place, but in the end, whatever their perception of me and whatever was triggering them, I looked inside myself, and I was also, I was like, man, what a jerk person, kind of looking at me, glaring at me when I didn't do anything. But at the same time, I didn't say that, nor I kind of reflected on that, saying, well, that doesn't help by reflecting anything back to them that's negative. So that's the thing, is that it could be your neighbor, it could be your spouse, kids, boss, colleagues, whatever, that can are reflections. Everybody's a mirror of you, and that's how we learn in this process, but we only learn by being by being aware, and by being present. So if you're gonna basically react negatively to anybody that tells you something you don't like, or looks at you in a bad way, or whatever, glares at you, then you're not gonna learn anything from it. You have to take into consideration, one, everybody has got things going on, and like it's what I see out there right now, and that's why I'm doing these messages, is people need to take take a break during the day, and 3 times a day is like the minimum to do. Just go out and uh, what do you call it? And meditate and just go into a forest, go into and just meditate, be with one with and the forest. I mean, just walk in the forest, hug a tree, touch a tree, whatever. Lay on the ground, and you'll. How you say it? It's amazing how much a bad day can go, and your perception of a bad day can be changed just through nature. And the thing is, too, is you look at, and you have to understand that when people are triggered by you, you got to look at how much that how much that person resembles you and your own traits. Because, like I said in my previous, in my yesterday's message that I said not yesterday, is that I used to criticize a couple people in my family for things, for not I'm what do you call it, for just things that I myself am at fault, or have what do you call it, lack of control of being in finances and budgeting and stuff, which I'm done a lot better with. But at the same time, I was criticizing other people for something that I'm not an expert in myself. But I realized, I realized that those people are showing me what I need to work on, and that's the same thing for you. That people are showing you what you need to work on, and you just have to look down and kind of write down and sit down and understand, well, okay, how did I trigger that person, or how did that person trigger me, and why? And once you start doing that, then you start healing. And you can meditate on it, and you can and reflect on it, and you'll see that you're how is it you're becoming more aware of your how you say your internal feelings. And that's the thing is and that's how God works. This earth is set up where we're all mirrors of each other. So the better we understand that people around us are a reflection of ourselves. And that's why when you do your inner healing and you release your traumas, and you release your emotions and frustrations, and whether you're hitting a punching bag, or you're hitting a pillow, or jumping up and down, jumping jacks, or jump roping, or whatever you want to do to release, or dancing, whatever, it's all good. When you release those emotions, you feel the emotions and you release them, then they have less effect on you. So, and that's all. And this process is about is doing the inner work, and reflect on what you're going through each day, so that you can make yourself better, and understand that that's something that not only that person has, but you have. And that's why when you do the healing yourself, you're also healing others, because they're part of you. We're all one, and there's no separation. That God is in all, as God is. We're all fractals of God, and everybody's one. So you and everybody is part of you, and you're a part of everybody. So that's the truth, and that's where that's how when you do the healing yourself, then you're saving yourself from saving your family members to having to do it in the future. So that's the whole art of this process, so that humanity can evolve. So I hope you enjoyed this message up until this point. If you did, please like, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions or anything. And I love you, and you guys have an awesome day. And again, just what do you call it? Take it in stride. Obviously, at first, you don't understand what's going on and why people are treating you like that. And there's a lot of stressed out people in this world too. Like we all are trying to make ends meet. But at the same time, you have to think about the people that you deal with the most, your family members and stuff. And if they're triggering you, then you have to look at why. And that's another thing too, is that you have to also, in transition times, when you get up in the morning, meditate and say that, thank God that you were given another day, because when you get up in the morning, and unfortunately, there's tons of other people that don't wake up. then that was the end of their journey. So that's the first thing I do before I even open my eyes is thank God for this day, another day to live, another day to learn, another day to heal. And then in the middle of the part of the day when coming home or after lunch to meditate, and then at night meditate for another 15-20 minutes. And like I said, at first you might think, oh gosh, this is terrible. I'm trying to not do anything and not listen to anything and just be calm for 15-20 minutes, but in the end you look forward to it and it becomes natural and a way of relaxing. And it's better to do that like in transition periods, like when you wake up, first thing before you wake up, first thing and when you wake up, and then when you get home, or before you go home, so you can transition from your workplace to your family, and then before you go to bed. So and take these suggestions, try them out, let me know what you think, and love you, and have an awesome day. Thanks. Bye.